Hi,
Yes, hello.
good afternoon, Ashutosh.
Yes, good afternoon, ma'am.
How are you?
I am fine. Thank you so much for asking. And how about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great as well, Ashutosh. So, how is your YouTube channel going on?
So it's going well. Of course, I'm trying to put videos on consistent basis. It's going good.
All right. So, is there anything that you have learned new out of, how long have you been using this YouTube?
It's been 2 years I have been running my YouTube channel.
Wow. Okay. So, you have been consistent throughout this 2 years, right?
I can't say in that way. Of course, I was on and off sometimes, but
Okay.
because it is really difficult to motivate yourself in YouTube journey, sometimes we are totally based on results. Because if we are
Mhm.
not getting good results, then we think like it's very difficult to just post another video. But of
Okay.
course, it's been 2 years, and nowadays I'm trying to put videos on consistent basis.
Okay. So I'm sure that pretty much if you are consistent, then there might be some or the other people who get some benefit out of your videos. Right. So
Exactly.
having said that about, completely relying on the results or the viewpoints or the number of viewers, has it transformed you over the years doing the videos for YouTube?
Yeah, why not? Of course, YouTube is the one of the most important things for me to improve my confidence and how to
Mm-hmm.
present myself on camera. Because when I had started my journey in COVID-19, I had
Mm-hmm.
no option to go out and talk with someone, even though I was in village. So I can't even think about just going out and talking to the people. So that was the thing. But on YouTube, I was presenting myself and I was uploading videos, so that was giving me the confidence to go further.
That's
Yes.
great. I'm pretty sure that during this COVID-19, most of us have spent those times in vain. And you thought up with a very productive idea, in fact, that contributes, right? It's like a charity that you're doing for people out there who's really aspiring to speak well in this language. So
Oh,
that's a good
thank you.
thought. Yeah. So definitely don't get bothered if you are getting less views and all, but it's something that you do for the society and it will be rewarded.
Ah,
In
yes. Thank you.
okay. Yes, Ashutosh. So let's have a talk on some topic today. Okay. So
Okay.
we are surrounded by news channels 24/7. So do you think that these news have become toxic nowadays?
Yes, exactly. Because what I feel for that, whatever the content you are going to consume, the same thing will go in your the subconscious mind. So what happens if I'll talk about if I'll take an example of COVID-19, when COVID was there, of course, COVID was there, and a lot of people they were dying. Situation was pathetic. But by just watching again and again the new news 24/7, like uh, 40,000 people got died, 20,000 people, or just lakhs and lakhs people are getting affected every day. That was terrible because on
Mhm.
every single news channel you will be able to see that such kind of news. So
Okay.
what happens nowadays that the channels for the TRP, this is the word where the social media is so crazy now. So for
Mhm.
the TRP and for getting more and more money, they are just doing their job without caring about the emotion of the people, what is going to be the result of that. They don't really care. And
Yeah.
you're absolutely right, now it is becoming toxic. They play with the emotions,
Mhm.
and they are asking the if I'll tell you example of Russia and the Ukraine war. So the people who have suffered, the media people will go and ask again and again, which kind of problems you have been suffering, what was the the case with you. Again and again they are trying to ask the same pains they have been suffering through. So it is very difficult for them emotionally because they are telling those things and again reminding those things. But for the
Right.
media, of course, it is the work, and they would like to get the good TRP and they would like to get the good money from it. So it is a big industry now. I think it is called as the fifth pillar of our country, but I feel, of course, they are not doing the right work as it should be like that.
Yeah. So the, I mean, sorry, excuse me. So the intention of media is not being fulfilled in that case, right? because they are
Exactly.
used to
Mhm,
safeguard, they are used to protect the rights of the people
mhm.
and make sure that it is, the justice has been met. But apart from doing their job regarding it, they are just trying to gain the publicity, right?
Exactly. Nowadays, you can't believe on any kind of media, printed media, social media, or just, this kind of things, because everything is biased. And I don't really think so that you can find out that what is wrong and what is right. So it's
Right,
very difficult.
absolutely.
Mhm,
Yes. So, which
mhm.
news is credible is completely confusing. We can't just rely on one channel. It will be extremely different from the other channel. The same news portrayed
Yeah.
in different perspectives. Absolutely right.
Yes.
I completely second your opinion based on this.
Mhm,
They are also taking this media to another level where they intend to trespass one's private life, intrude into one's privacy, no matter if it is a layman, a common people, or even if it's a celebrity. It's as if they're, they are just justifying their part by showing it's their right to intrude into one's life.
You're absolutely right. Of course, like fame is good, somewhat, as you said. But once you will become famous, it is going to be really difficult for you to deal with the media, because at any point of time, they can interfere you and they can ask, like, what's going on? What about your affairs, relationships? What about your child? Anything, like, they can ask anything to you.
Yes.
And after that, you can't deny at the front of the camera, and you can't even speak in a tone like, that is going to hurt your, the audience in that sense,
Yes.
because they will present in a way like, oh, Virat is spoken at this way, or just, this Shah
Absolutely.
Rukh Khan
Right.
is spoken at this way. It is really like, bad. And nowadays, what is happening? You can see the thumbnails. They will
Mhm.
write in a way that the people, they will have to click on it, and they are trying to just, if they have said something very normal, then also they will make it very like, horrible, and the audience is going to think, oh, like how it can be the possible.
Yeah.
But he is also a human being, and if you will ask someone about the very personal questions, maybe they can get an anger. So
Right, right. So since you have mentioned about thumbnail, there are so many issues that happens when it comes to interviews, especially when it comes to celebrity interviews.
mhm.
And when it comes to celebrities, interviewers tend to ask questions that are completely out of context. So in during the earlier times, I've never seen an interview that indulge into personal questions or indulge into any
Mhm,
topics apart from the film that they are a
mhm,
part of.
mhm,
But
mhm,
nowadays, just for the sake of viewership, just like you mentioned, just to get the number of clicks seeing the thumbnails, they're asking
mhm,
topics irrelevant when it comes
mhm.
to the film, right? Yes. So I think now it's high time that we have to impose certain kind of etiquettes, a stringent etiquettes that has to be followed by the any people, any personals who are dealing with media.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course, I think you're absolutely right. There should be rules and regulations, and for the people also, they can't. There should be some rules and regulation that you can't write anything about anyone in that sense. So,
Yes,
like, but nowadays the people, they are ready to write about anyone in this world. They don't care about like he's president or he's just prime minister
right.
or just anyone. They can write, or they are giving the thumbnail for getting few thousand views.
Views,
And yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Everything is dependent on the number of views now.
Yeah,
People
exactly.
shouldn't fall into these traps. At least people should have the sense to not fall into these thumbnails and find some other sources that provides a credible source of information.
Yeah, that's why it is really difficult to find out. Like, if you are going to find out a content which have a lot of views, so you are
Mhm.
going to click on that, but you don't really know like why it is getting more views, because maybe something like contradictory is there, and something like very personal to anyone's life. But whatever if the content is good, if a person is making very good content, that content is not getting a lot of views, because sincere viewers are very less on social media.
Right. Yes,
So,
yes.
mhm,
Okay. So having said that, recently I got some message in my Instagram account telling me that if you want 1K followers, then just pay me $400. So I was like, my goodness. I mean, are these people falling for this trap? Why are we looking for followers? Why can't we just solely based on one's authentic account and videos? Right.
This is
And
all about the publicity, and it is also the big industry like advertisement. They will advertise, they will throw your account to a lot of accounts, and they will,
Mhm.
I don't know how they do it, but of course, instantly you will get followers, but they will be not the genuine followers.
Genuine
Because,
followers,
of
right?
course, if you are the person and if you're able to impress someone by your activities, that is totally
Mhm.
different from just, doing something by the company or something. I don't know like how they do it, but a lot of people are there who are who have 20,000, 30,000 followers, but when they
Yes,
post a single video, maybe they will get only 10 or 20 likes. Then what is the meaning of
yes,
having a
yes.
lot of
It's not
followers?
proportional in that way.
Hmm. Yeah, they are not the genuine, they are fake followers.
Of
Hmm.
course. We are living in a
Hmm.
fake world and it's a sad reality. It's really hard to come up with genuine personality and appreciate
Hmm.
credible sources of information. Right. Okay. So what I would like to also mention one of the industry that has been turning into a corporate world, and that would be
Hmm.
the education field. What do you like to say about that?
I think somewhat, of course, education is something where we will have to think a lot about it, because education is something which is only the thing which makes us better. Education is the tool to understand that what
Yes.
is right and what is wrong in your life and what can you do in your life. So somewhat what I feel in government schools, of course, like the primary schools are there, but they don't have the quality at this point of time. And if I will tell you, maybe it can be like unfair for some people that who are the government teachers. The government
Absolutely.
teachers, they are not up to the mark, they are not up to the mark, they don't really teach in a way they should teach. They are not teaching with the mindset of that they are going to do something to make our country bright. So in that sense, what happen if it will be private, I feel like there will be pressure from the that management, and the teacher they will teach,
Right.
because they will have the fear, if they are not going to teach and the response is not good, they will be out of the school.
Yes.
So in that way it will be helpful, but it will be very expensive some point of time for middle class, for poor people. I think they can't even afford, they can't even think about it. So it's okay if they are going to do that private. It should be like semi government, what I feel. At least there
Absolutely.
should
Yeah.
be some just the reasonable prices, or just a fee for the people they can afford. And along with that, if they have the private teachers, that's totally fine, no problem. Because private teachers, they are going to teach in a way that they are always afraid that maybe they can be out of a school. So this is the thing, and it can be good also. Everything has their just pros and cons. I don't know how the people they are going to perceive those things in future. Most of the people, they will criticize that government is selling everything, and a lot of people, they will say this is right also. As I just raised a point, that in government the people have the mentality to do the rest.
Mhm.
So maybe in that point of time, that point, maybe it can be better for the people, I don't know.
I mean, I really like the idea of combining both of them, like government and the
Mhm,
private sector working towards, because in that way, the students who does not have the
mhm,
capacity to face the fees or to
mhm,
meet the fees requirements, in that case, they also get a good quality education,
mhm.
right?
Yeah, exactly
So
right.
yeah, so the quality of education is highly dependent on the way the teachers actually render their classes. And in that case, also, just like you have said, government officials, they take everything for granted. They lose the
Yeah,
passion once
that's
they,
why the people are crazy to get the government jobs, because there
right,
is a security without any pressure.
right, right. The
Mhm,
passion for doing their job is gone once they get this job, once they get into this position. But
mhm,
that's a sad reality. And I feel like students should have a little bit more exposure and availability and accessibility to quality education. And in
mhm.
that way, this private sectors, the private schoolings, has in fact raised the cutoff bars a little too much, don't you think? Like only
Of course.
90% students, 90% mark students could only get admission to this particular school, and they're assured of good quality education. But
The thing is that they are not running for the education, they are running for the marks now. only
Okay.
like 100% marks. But if you will go and ask the student in a deep manner that what they did for just skills and for just behavioral skills and how they will deal in the future, they're not that much good. Only they are
Right.
good in their syllabus, and that's not education, what I feel.
Absolutely. I completely agree to that point. Education should, in fact, intend to the overall growth of a student.
Yeah, and a lot of students, they got like 98, 99%, but they are getting fail in their life. Then what is the meaning of education? At the
Education.
age of 23, 24, they are committing suicide. It means education is getting failed. So,
Right.
somewhat,
Yes.
because this is not teaching that how to deal with the pressure and how to deal with the life. And because we are just studying that we will get 95% and life is going to be okay, but life is not like that.
Yeah,
If
it
you
does
get
not
like
work like that.
98%, 99%, doesn't matter, that after that also you will have to face the same things.
Right.
So
You need to
yeah,
know your own the way to survive in the society. Nobody is
yeah,
going to guide you once you step out of the school or
that's
college
why they
premises.
are committing suicide, because they got 98%. Parents, family, society has the they have the higher expectations from them. But once they are coming to the life or living alone or dealing all the things, it is very difficult things for
For
them to
them
manage.
to
And then
accept
after
the
they,
reality. Yes.
yes, then they think that it's a better solution to go and commit suicide. So
Right. I mean, now I'm
mhm,
really glad to see a lot of education institution coming up where they
mhm,
kind of include students with different academic performances and
mhm,
also IQ and EQ levels. An
mhm.
inclusive model of education. That is a good start, and I feel like within coming years it flourish all over India.
Exactly. I hope so that.
Yes,
And
yes,
I
yes.
hope so that the people, they will give the more just importance to the skill rather than giving to the marks. Only running for the syllabus and getting 100 out of 100 is not
That's
going to
true.
make sense.
It's nothing regarded to
Mhm,
academics is going to make sense.
mhm,
Okay, so it was a nice chat. I have to say, I learned a lot of perspective from your side. You have a great vision regarding all the topics that has been discussed, and I was also willing to see someone who had a great, a thought, a deep insight into these problems, and you came up with amazing solutions and amazing techniques that could be employed to make it a little bit more better for us. Okay.
mhm.
So,
Okay.
yes, it was great. And coming to the conversation that we had, I have to say, you got a lot of vocabulary and that enhances your fluency. Okay.
Oh,
And
thank you.
you were able to, even if you take some time to think about one particular word, I feel like the next substitute word is there in your mind. It's on the go. So you were able to connect the words in a continuous manner, and that did not disrupt your fluency. All
Oh,
right.
thank you.
Okay. Now,
Thank you so much.
yeah, great. I mean, it's my pleasure to have a conversation with you as well. Well, there is one point that I would like to point out.
Mhm.
Since you are a content maker, I would definitely want you to know that the pronunciation of content is content. Yes, there are situations where we use content, but in that
It's
situation,
content.
yes, content.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, but there are two different pronunciations for the same word. Okay. So if it
Mhm,
comes to anything that is related to written or, just like you do, you are doing something work related things. So in that
mhm.
scenario, it's content. Okay.
Okay.
And
Mhm.
content is inclined to the emotional level. If you are feeling satisfied, at peace, then you can say, I feel content. So there are,
Okay.
in fact,
Got
two
it.
pronunciation. It's a very I would say a common misconcept or mispronunciation word.
So
It comes
the
in the first.
spelling of the word is same, but
It's
in
absolutely
emotional
same.
way we use like content, but in just that what I do make, that is content.
Content, right?
Okay.
Anything related to
Hmm.
work or written material would be content.
Okay. Sure.
That is the only one point. Other than that, I felt amazing having a conversation with you. It was really an insightful session, I have to say.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was
Thank
wonderful
you.
talking to you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Ashutosh. Have a great day. Bye.